The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to The Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and thanks so much for joining me, folks. I absolutely treasure your presence here today, and my outcome is to help you to become a better money master. But mostly, folks, it is to provide you with tools that will help you to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. So let's go take a look at one of our tools. This is the tool I call searching for information. Now, folks, if you want to change your life, and I don't know too many people who don't. You know, if your life is great, you want to find another level. If you're, so no matter where you're at, everybody, most people certainly should be looking to be able to change their life. And if you're looking to change your life, all you need are two ingredients. Two ingredients. Write these down, folks. All you need are ideas and inspiration. Ideas and inspiration. You know, as Tom says, and I absolutely second this motion, all we need, folks, is where? It's within ourselves. All you need is within yourself, folks. Now, everything, if you think about it, is absolutely within reach. When I talk about all you need are ideas plus inspiration, it is absolutely within your reach. And where are you going to get that from? That reach, folks? How about reading? Really, just three different things you need. You need reading, you need to be able to visualize, seeing, if you will, and you just simply need to listen to what is around you. There are signs that are being given to each of us each and every day, almost every moment of our life out there. How many, think about it like this, how many of you in your daily drive, your daily commute, whether it's to work or maybe to the grocery stores or wherever it is that you're going, how many libraries do you think you pass? How many? You know, Dale Carnegie built a lot of libraries out there. He always thought that people would go inside libraries. Yes, I know we've got more tools, between our iPads, our iPhones, our devices, our computers, or what have you. How much of your time do you spend actually in the library researching for new ideas out there? That's what, and here's kind of a sad statistic. Listen, forget about the computer revolution. Okay, because take yourself back before then. How many people do you think in America actually own a library card? Do you have a library card? You know what the percentage is? It's actually sick. 3%. 3% of Americans had a library card. And you know how much it cost? Well, it costs nothing. But the real cost, the real travesty out there is, folks, is where are you getting your ideas from? If you want to change your life, you need ideas, you need inspiration. 10 years from now, you absolutely can be in the exact same place that you are right now. All you have to do is do the same thing that got you to where you're at. However, if you start to make just simply small shifts, small changes in your life, if you go out, you read, you visualize, you see, you hear, you listen, folks out there, you can create an incredible journey. Why? Because everything, folks, is within us. So let's go start searching for information as we take a look at these markets out here. And if you're listening on the radio, thank you so much for doing that. Maybe you're listening on tfnn.mobi, but you can always catch an archive of this show on Channel 9. That way you'll be able to see my screen if you're watching this live on TigerTV. Right now, what you're looking at is the ES Mini. We're going to start off with the S&P Futures. S&P Futures trading out right now at 1409.75. That's up about 2 points over the close from yesterday. Dow Futures up about 12 points. The NASDAQ Futures up 5. Russell 2000 up a couple points this morning. King Dollar up, down, and all around. You got the King up 5 pennies right now. If we take a quick look over in Europe, you've got the DAX trading up 6 points. That's quite a move considering it was down about 50 points or so earlier this morning. You've got the FTSE trading up 15. The Nikkei over in Japan, they were up 36 points. Otherwise, in Asia, it was downtown. You had the Shanghai down another 20 points. The Hang Seng off 23. But when we take a look at, when we're searching for information, are you searching for information with regard to, hey, Steve, what's this market going to do? All we've had is this light volume out here. It seems like we pretty much closed where we opened. The S&P was down a point yesterday. The composite was up 4 points. The Dow was off 21 points. Pretty much a sideways move. Sideways to down is what I say. And if we take a look, this is the 30-minute chart that we're looking at here on the ES Mini. If I go ahead and pull this back out here, what you'll see is what we've got here is we've got one of those beautiful Bud Rolf's channel lines. Now, you can draw these, folks, on any chart that you want out there. Channel different than trend lines. Channels, what you're doing is you are identifying co-located opens and closes. You want to make sure that you've got more than 3 of those. Now, if we take a look at the channel line, that is established from the swing point high that was put in on the 30-minute chart. It's the same dollar level on the daily chart. You'd go back to August 21st. That swing point high is 1424.75. The close is 1422.75. So if you've got a charting system at home, you can draw these channel lines in just simply because right now what they are is their price boundaries. And in this case here, you've got a downtrend channel, right? So if you bust out of it, that truly could be a break topside. Price is moving down. If it breaks down below it, it couldn't be a break, right? Because it's already traveling to the downside. It might be a break outside of the downtrend channel, but it's already moving down. So now if you take a look at that, where you'd start your channel line is at that 1422.75 level. Your next area here that you're going to go ahead and hit, you're going to end up hitting 2 because you've got co-located opens and closes. On the 30-minute chart on the ES Mini, you'd be looking at the 8:30 a.m. time frame on August 27th. That close, 1414.75. Of course, that's 8:30. You know that the next candle is going to what? It's going to open where the prior candle closed, and that's certainly what it does. So you've got really 2 touch points, but even though it's the futures, that still works. If you just simply drew those channel lines in, kind of interesting. You had the S&P futures spike up today after the GDP report or whatever it was that was out there. But look what contained price. Kind of interesting. The actual downtrend channel out there. You know, we're always searching for information. And what we want to do, I always say, I want to provide you with tools. I want to provide you with tools that will help you to lead an inspired life. I want to provide you with tools that will help you to understand what these markets are doing. That way, you know if this downtrend channel, downtrend price channel that price have been traveling in within the ES Mini, if you're a bull, you are looking for what? You're looking for this thing to bust outside of that. If you're a bear, you're not looking for it to bust outside of it. Now, there's multiple patterns out here. If we take a look at the ES Mini, all that it also has done is just simply traveled sideways, in this little consolidation, but it's sideways to lower. Why do I say lower? Because if you take a look at this, what's it doing? Is it making lower highs? Absolutely. Is it making lower lows? Absolutely. What does that mean? That means, there's a little bit of a correction going on in place here. Now, what has it done, today? Pretty much not a whole lot. But this is on the 30-minute chart here. There's no real A to B equals CD down pattern. I guess if I were going to go ahead and draw one in here, what I would do is, I know what I would do. I would go ahead, I would start from the high out here at 8:30 in the morning, coming in on August the 27th. That was at 1416. That's my A point. My B point now that I would use is the 10:30 a.m. time frame from yesterday morning. You had to trade down to 1403.25. And what I would use here as my C point would be the high that came in at 11 o'clock. That's out at 1412. 1-to-1, A to B equals CD on the way down is going to take you down to 1399.25. That is what the A to B equals CD down looks like with price traveling inside this downtrend. That is what is in play. That's your play to the downside. If we go take a look at, because it's always good to look at a chart and try to identify the bullish case and the bearish case, because usually they're out there. If we take a look at the bullish case out here and we take a look at ABCs, there's a couple of them. Let's draw the most current one that we would have, because if we go take a look at the retracement from this candle here, this candle that came in at 10:30 yesterday, that low, all the way up to the high at 1411, the high of the 11 o'clock session out at 1412. What you'll see is 1405 happens to be the 0.786 retracement. Well, if you take a look at the low that was put in at 5 o'clock this morning, you got to 1405.25. You got 11. The actual number was 1405.12. You have to round up there, right? So you've got a 0.786 retracement. If we just take a look at a small A to B equals CD, I would go ahead and make that. It's going to look kind of funny. Here's our A point. Here's our B, which is the next candle, but that's the deal here if you want to get a price projection. 1414. What does 1414 do? 1414 in price, folks, would take you right back to the most recent swing point high. That was at 8:30 in the morning. That is the possible setup, but what you want to do is you want to watch that downtrend channel line out there. Looks to me like price wants to move a little bit lower, and that is in the S&P futures. If we go take a look at the actual daily chart on the index on the futures contract, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the ES Mini out here. And on the ES Mini, a little difference, in my opinion, folks, between the last time, and when I talk about last time, I'm going back to August 6th, when the market was just simply making a, what we'll call sideways to up consolidation versus what it's doing right now. take a look at this right here, folks. What is it that you see here that's a little bit different than what we saw in the ES Mini 30-minute chart? When you come all the way back into the low from August the 6th, August the 7th, don't you see here a little bit lower or higher lows each time? Almost each time on the way up. Now, since we made that high August 21st, what is it that you're seeing? You're actually seeing lower lows. You're actually seeing lower highs. Says to me there's still a little bit of room left in this correction here. And we take a look at the correction. It certainly has not been much of one. Folks, our call-in number, 877-927-6648. Our hearts are going out to everybody that is in the path of Hurricane Isaac out there. They're getting pummeled with rain, and let's send them all a little bit of white light right here. Many folks probably without power by now, and hopefully this turns out to be nothing more than a wonderful rain-drenched storm out there that is so needed in the Midwest. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Kate Stalter's exciting newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, has just launched, and now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial. Every Wednesday afternoon, Kate sends out her weekly newsletter to her subscribers where she focuses on small cap stocks with market caps under $2 billion, as well as low-priced equities with share prices ranging from $5 to $12. Kate tracks a variety of stocks with a combination of strong technical support and solid fundamentals. Many of the stocks featured will be recent IPOs. These newer issues are often some of the biggest price gainers in the market and provide an excellent opportunity for substantial gains if timed correctly. You can catch Kate Stalter live on TigerTV with her small cap roundup every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and visit TFNN.com right now to get your 2-week free trial to her brand new newsletter, Low Priced Leaders, while locking in the low introductory monthly rate of only $37.50 per month, almost a 50% discount. Act now.
With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, Kate Stalter, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Carol Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
Millionaires are made every day. The fact is, living your dreams is possible. Someone, somewhere is going to get rich. My recommendation is, let that be you. Each day, someone is making the decision to better themselves and creating a plan to fulfill their financial dreams. Let that be you. The key to turning dreams into reality is to take massive action. Let that be you. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Master Show with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN, and I can help you with your journey to great wealth. I'll show you how to create the ultimate financial edge, a set of tools, insights, and strategies that are part of my daily newsletter service, Mastering Probability. You'll have direct access to me by phone, email, and my private library of trading and investing secrets for 30 days with an unconditional money-back guarantee. I'll take your trading to the next level. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage at TFNN.com and turn your dreams into reality. Mastering Probability, folks. Let that be you.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks, and test drive all the newsletters for free. We've got a special going right now for Tom's newsletter, Market Insights. If you've not test drove that newsletter, folks, go over to the homepage of TFNN.com. You want to make sure you do it before we come into the holiday weekend here, because you can get a free copy of his book, The Art of Timing the Trade. And then, especially if you are in the Florida area, what you want to do is you want to take that book and you want to come visit him on September the 29th at the Hyatt Regency. That's a 8:30 to 12 p.m. workshop, and absolutely free. It's sponsored by Nadex. So Tom will be doing a portion of the workshop, and Daryl Martin will be doing the other portion, teaching you the tools of the Nadex trading system. All the details on the homepage of TFNN.com. If we go take a look at, we've had some earnings season is mostly over, but still have some earnings that are coming out. If we take a look at what's popping and dropping in the pre-market, either because of earnings released after the bell yesterday or before the bell this morning, let's take a look at what is popping to the upside here. So percentage-wise to the upside, you've got the Fresh Market. TFM is the ticker symbol. They're trading up about 5% here. If we take a look at, they had 6-month sales, $637.8 million versus $524. Their net income up nicely, $52.8 million versus $39. Comparable store sales up 8%. It closed out at 61.69, trading out at 64.65 right now. You've got Star Bulk Carriers. They're the next one, percentage-wise up. Now, this thing is not really trade a whole lot. Let me see if there's actually how many trades fired off here. Only about a handful of trades. They're up about 3%, but let's see here. They closed out. That's going off at 50 cents, so probably should have just left that one off the table. We got Genesco Inc. GCO is the ticker symbol. They're up $3.03 this morning. They closed at 71.17. They're trading out at 73.50. Let's go see what Genesco had to say on their earnings. They did. Let's see here, revenue-wise, where's the revenues? $1.1 billion versus $952. Earnings per share, $1.29 versus 61 cents. That is a big change out there. Let's see what their actual net earnings, $31 million versus $14.4. They are getting rewarded for that. You got the Isle of Capri. I imagine that is the casino operation that's getting pounded this morning out in the Gulf. ISLE is the ticker symbol. They're up 3% here this morning. Let's see what Isle of Capri has to say. They had revenues of $235 million versus $227. Profit of $6.7 million versus a loss of $2.3. So that is good news, and they're up about, as I said, 3%. Last trade here on Isle of Capri, firing off, it looks like at, where is the last trade? I don't see the last trade. Last trade, $6.40 out there. Zale, the diamond retailer out there, they're out with numbers. They had revenues of $1.8 billion versus $1.7 billion. They did net loss, son of a gun, net loss, $27 million versus $112 million from the year ago. They're certainly just not selling enough. They're certainly not selling enough diamonds out there. However, they are trading up about 2% this morning. Zale Corp here, last trade fired off at $4.19. $4.19. They closed at $4.12. If we go take a look at what is popping to the dropping to the downside here, we would start with JA Solar. JASO is the ticker symbol. They are trading down 7.5% here this morning, down $1. They closed out at down 7 cents. I'm sorry. They closed at $1.07. They're trading out at $1 right now. You've got Frontline. FRO is the ticker symbol. Let's go see what they have reported here. Why? Let's see. You got Frontline. They had a Q2 loss of 31 cents versus 45 cents from the prior year. Net income, net operating income. Let's see here. Total revenue, $176 million versus $219. Frontline is trading down. Frontline FRO, the ticker symbol, down about 7% this morning. They closed at $3.89. They're trading out at $3.44. You got Joy Global. JOY is the ticker symbol. Joy Global here has a revenue of $1.4 billion versus $1.14. Net income $193 million versus $173. Joy Global still down 3.5%. Traded out right now at $51.20. They closed out at $53.07 last night. And EXM, now we won't take a look at that. We'll take a look at Heinz. Heinz out with numbers, the ketchup company out there. Heinz closed out at $57.41. They're trading off $1.11 this morning. That's down about 2%. Let's go see what's going on in Heinz out here. Heinz expects, let's see here, net income $410 million versus $370. 877-927-6648. We get back, we're going to go see how these markets are going to pop and whether they're going to drop. We'll be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Tom O'Brien's daily trading newsletter, Market Insights, has delivered powerful results for subscribers, and now is the perfect time to try it out for 2 weeks absolutely free. We're so confident in the value Tom provides his subscribers in his daily newsletter that through Labor Day weekend only, when you sign up for a 2-week free trial to Market Insights, we'll send you a free copy of Tom's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, your ultimate trading mastery system, completely free of charge. Will even cover the shipping cost. Cancel at any time during your 2-week free trial to Market Insights and pay nothing, and keep Tom's free book as a gift from us. This offer is only valid for new subscribers. We've only extended this offer once before, and it will only be active for a short period of 2 weeks. So act now to take advantage of this great offer and be ready to capitalize on a more active, more volatile market once traders return from their August vacations. All the details are on the front page of TFNN.com. Sign up for your free trial to get your free copy of Tom's best-selling book today. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals. time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and the Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're off to the races. You got the Dow up 6 points. S&P up 1, Composite up 5, small caps not out of the gate, up 70 cents right now. Microsoft trading up 7 ticks, Intel down 20 cents, Google up $1.73, Apple up $2 and change, Cisco down 2 pennies. If we go take a look at what is popping and dropping. Folks, I guess you can give away the farm and still make money. Joseph A. Banks, JOSB, is the ticker symbol. They're up a nice 17% this morning here. Let's go take a look at, I guess they released numbers. I don't know how I missed that this morning. Operating income, $61.5 million versus $63.6. Just goes to show you how much profit is in threads, is in materials, because, you know, of course, I don't shop at Joseph A. Banks. Been in there a couple times, and so maybe it must be that they just simply mark everything up so much that, you know, buy one, get 17 free still works out pretty good. No, it's not 17. Usually it's 3 or 4 that you get for free. So they had net income was down just a tad here. Comparable same-store sales up 3%, so the marketing is working. Of course, it says they've got direct marketing sales, so I guess you can go direct from them through the Internet. That was up 20%. Total store revenues here, $461 million versus $423, so they certainly were a driver on the top line. Let's go take a look at that stock chart. So it's Joseph A. Banks, JOSB is the ticker symbol here. I certainly haven't looked at this for a while. So you got a gap up here with volume this morning, and let's go see what Joseph A. Banks here is doing, what it is running into, because I can see a couple signs of weakness out here, and we haven't even pulled this thing back all the way, and this is just the daily chart. So let's go, several signs. So let's go ahead and take a look at the longer-term picture here of Joseph A. Banks. So we're going to put it on the weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, not too shabby out here. Let me just refresh this, and there we go. Make sure I've got all the right volumes. I say not too shabby because you're looking at equity here. Folks, back in November 2008 was trading out in the $10 range, $10.26 on the weekly chart. Made a high out here, made a high with a huge bearish engulfing candle May 3rd. That was your first indication that you should be getting out of the equity if you were in it, if you were fortunate enough to be in it all the way down at the bottom. It's actually the first on the weekly chart here. There's another bearish engulfing candle out here. It's why you want to pay attention to these candles. They are leading indicators, and a big, huge difference between the leading indicator and the lagging indicator. Lagging indicator would be moving averages, where all those numbers are based on historical. The nice thing about candles, folks, is it is a leading indicator. It tells you what's going on in the market right here, right now, and it tells you it's nothing more than the market, the bulls and the bears, communicating to you what's going on. The first time that on the way up that you had the bearish engulfing candle was October 22nd out there. Price did move lower, didn't have the volume to bust it down as was going into the little bit of a sign of strength back there in September 2010. Goes ahead and motors higher, but it motors higher in that week of May, let me just make sure I've got the right week out here, June 3rd, 2011. June 3rd, 2011, thing fell out of bed, did it with some volume on the way down, 7.4 million shares. It's where you saw some absolute institutional selling. Right now, all it's really doing is trading into that area. So that is on the weekly chart. It's going to need much more. It's going to need a bunch more volume out there. You see another bearish engulfing candle as it works its way up here on a weekly chart on March the 30th, 2012, as it made a high out there of $54.96. So that's on the weekly chart. Now let's go take a look back at the daily and see what she is doing. Take a look at this little island reversal out here. So Joseph A. Banks going out to pick up stranded passengers from May the 25th and May the 29th out there. And we'll see if this thing, it's going to have the volume today for sure, because if you take a look at what it's really also running into is this supply line. So it's this supply line from March 28, 2012. That has 2.7 million shares on the gap down. And that gap, there's a resistance area here. That resistance happens to be the March 30th swing point high out at $51.74. So you gap down with 2.7 million shares, but already today it's done 793,000 shares in the first 9 minutes of trading. So this would be an interesting one to watch out here, because this has got institutional selling, and this may be setting up a short opportunity for those. And if you go back, you've got another supply line out here in Joseph A. Banks going back to June 1st out at 51.07. So I have been watching this, but you see Stevie is writing it down on his notepad out there. That's Joseph A. Banks. That's popping to the upside there, the leader in the clubhouse. You got Google trading up $4 and change. But I'm going to switch over here. Let's go take a look at the bonds, the 30-year bond. I was taking a look at that earlier. We take a look at bonds here. You've got trading down just slightly. We're going to look at the 30-minute chart on the bonds. Why? Because when you take a look at the bonds have had a pretty nice retracement, almost a 0.618 retracement out here. If I'll go ahead and put the daily chart up here, so we'll give you a little bit of a bigger picture out here and see what we're looking at. So if you take a look at bonds coming off of the swing point high, the 30-year that we're looking at from July 25th was out at 153.110, makes a low, makes a beeline down to the price point of on August 16th out at the 145 level. Now what it does is it comes off of the bottom there. It came right through that 0.382 level. Now normally when an equity does a retracement, it gets that 0.382 level. It's going to go ahead and let people off of the elevator out there. In this case here, bonds really didn't do it. It paused for a day, and it's trying to move its way up into the 150 level, just a little bit over 150.07 out there. That is the exact 618 retracement. It is coming into what? If you take a look at the candle out here, this downdraft from July 27th, take a look at the candle from July 27th. That had volume of 348,000 contracts. You can see as it moved up into it yesterday, it did not come up with volume. Let's just draw the line across, and then we'll go to the intraday, so you know what to watch on the intraday chart as well out here. So you can see how that area, that supply line, has held as a resistance line. I'll go ahead and put the volume out here as well. You can see you've got higher volume on the following trading session, but you can see again, so coming up into it with lighter volume. Now let's go take a look at the intraday chart. In this case here, I just happen to select the 30-minute chart. And as we take a look at the 30-minute chart out here, what you're going to see are two supply lines on the Treasury. Let me refresh my screen here, and then we'll see them both. So we're going to take a look at, well, let's go take a look at, there we go. Now we got it both out here. So you take a look at two supply lines. The first one that we're looking at came in at 2:20 in the afternoon on July 27th. That low out there was 149.23. That's this first red line going across the top here. You can take a look at how it's trading below there. You can see as it came in there, was coming in there with much lighter volume. Your next area of supply out here is at 8:50 in the morning on August the 2nd. That price point out here, exact number 149.160. So you can see the resistance area here has been, the lines are drawn in the sand, just simply by taking a look at volume out here, by taking a look at the equity moving up, by taking a look at the daily chart as well as the intraday chart out here. You can see what it did on the 30-minute chart was created a little bearish engulfing candle, got a lower close there, confirming it wants a little bit lower price. However, what's it coming into? So now you got to come back to the other side as it moves down. And as you come back to the other side out here, you'd come into the 8:50 a.m. open on August 25th out here. As we take a look at that candle, I'm going to go ahead and draw the line across on this as well so you can see where the tug-of-war is on the bonds. Take a look at the volume that you've got out there. You did 30,000 contracts here. As it moves down, it's going to need that many contracts to truly bust through those lows out there. Otherwise, what the bonds want to do, James Bond, I say, wants to get up and try to get into that 0.618 level, into that 150 range. That's on the 30-year Treasury out there. Let's go take a look at some of the other stocks here that are popping and dropping. We can take a look at WellPoint. WellPoint up 6.7% this morning. WLP is their ticker symbol. So WLP, let's go see what WellPoint is doing, gapping up this morning, gapping up into its most recent downdraft out here. This thing has got some institutional sellers in here. You can see the signatures. The first one goes back all the way to January 25th, 2012, gaps down with 13 million shares, goes back up and tests that. Goes back up and tests a swing point high. Now, the swing point high had 2.3 million shares. It got up there with 7 million shares. Still couldn't hold price. It says those sellers were still around. Those sellers, folks, decided to unleash here the day of June 28th, 17 million shares on the way down. You had another unloading taking place, some more markdown with the gap down here in WellPoint on July 25th with 15 million shares. Now, all that it's done today, it's going back into that downdraft. You have some pretty decent volume so far with 14 minutes in the trading session. It's gapped up here with 2.7 million shares. Let me see if there's any news on WellPoint out here. Let's see here. WellPoint, what do they do here? I don't see the news. I'm not going to spend time reading the news because the news really is right in front of us here as we take a look at the stock chart. So now the place, first you're going to want to watch to see how this thing comes into this swing point here today. That is July 24th with 2 million shares. Let's see what they've done today. Now, already done 2.7 million shares. So it's coming in there, it's coming in there pretty hot. So it looks to me like WellPoint is going to struggle when it gets to the price point here, somewhere around the $64 low that came in on June 28th. That was the day you had 17 million shares on the way down. Might want to take a look at that one, WellPoint, from the short side. Certainly I am writing that down here. Let's pull this back a little bit further, see if we've got some other areas of support. Let's go take a look at the weekly chart on WellPoint out here and see what this has for us. Let's see here. Okay, so here's where we've got the support coming in on WellPoint. And that's what you want to be able to do, is take a look at your risk-reward here. Was not able to bust through this area. And the area that I'm taking a look at, that little supply line coming back to April 30th, 2010, where it did 48 million shares. That's what held it on its most recent trend on the way down. So you'd like to see WellPoint come a little bit higher just to set up a decent trading range for you. Let's go take a look at what's popping or what's dropping to the downside. You got BP, Prudhoe Bay. BPT is the ticker symbol out there. They are trading down 11% this morning, trading off $10 and change. So let's go take a look at this equity BPT being the ticker symbol. Oof. That is not that's a Niagara Falls waterfall that we're looking at here. So this thing here really giving it up. And man, oh man! So now let's go. Let's put this thing on a look at the volume that came out of this thing yesterday, continuing to come out today. Now let's go put this on a weekly chart, get a better idea of what BP Prudhoe Bay is doing out there. That is ugly, isn't it, folks? Look at that first sign of institutional selling out here that occurred in the week of January 28, 2011, 3.3 million shares. What does it do? Now, the high of that was 124.35. What did BP Prudhoe Bay do? It came back up and tested that area on April 8th with 621,000 shares. 621 going against 3.4. Then it gave it up another, in this case here, bearish engulfing to the downside. And so this thing gave you all kinds of signatures out there to go ahead and get your money out of harm's way. It's kind of like a hurricane warning out there. Having a super Doppler, there is no better super Doppler out here, folks, and watching the volume signatures, watching those candle patterns when you are inside an equity. You know, let them run, and as soon as they give you that first sign of institutional selling, folks, you know, get out of the way, take your profits, go out to a nice dinner and have a good time. Let's go take a look at what else is dropping. You've got Dycom Industries. DY is the ticker symbol here. DY was out with earnings either after the bell last night or before the bell. They had earnings per share of 39 cents versus 38. So that's not the number that's causing the problem. Must be their guidance out here. I don't see anything popping up right now on my screen. But let's go take a look at their stock chart. The ticker symbol there is DY. And let's go see what Dycom is doing, gapping down with volume, with big volume out here. So signatures, folks, absolutely. Information. You know, I started off the show talking about simply information. And information, when it comes to the stock charts, you don't have to pay attention to any news, anything. All you have to do is just go take a look at a stock chart. If I were going to show you this, if this today was nothing more than an educational lesson for you, where was that first signature, in this case here, in this equity, that you wanted to get out of Dodge? That's right. You saw that institutional selling coming in on July 29th with 2.3 million shares on the way down. That's not, you know, the price point here. If you got out then, you would have got out at, let's say, the $21 range. Still, if you had gotten in off this bullish engulfing going back to October 4th at the $14, $15 level, you still would have had a very nice profit in this thing. All that this did was it tried to move back up, didn't have the volume on the way back up. This thing's setting up a huge A to B equals CD down because it's taking out its swing points this morning with volume. The most recent swing point that you would really be taking a look at happens to be the date of July 25th, 394,000 shares. Today already 1.2 million shares. This is the weekly chart. Oh, look at this thing. Look at this as it came back to its highs on the weekly chart, coming back into the February 13th, 08 time frame. Look at that signature on there, folks. 877-927-6648. Dow's up 5. It is so great to be here with you, folks. We'll be right back.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to check out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks, and it is Wonderful Wednesday. The lineup on Wonderful Wednesday, Tom and I doing the Money Masters show. Then we go up to Newton Mass to Basil Chapman, 12-1. I'm not sure what we are doing there. Might be a replay of one of the shows out there, while Larry is away. 1-2, Daryl Martin. 2-3, the David White Band. 3-4, Ken Shreve, the warm-up band for the Tom O'Brien show from 4 to 6. Let's go to Lou in Nashua, New Hampshire. Lou, thanks for holding. Thanks for calling. How are you today?
Good morning. Yeah, I was thinking of shorting a CMG.
Okay, so we're taking a look at Chipotle out there, and that might be a decent play out here. You'd like to see it get back maybe a little bit higher, but where would you tell me where your risk would be? Where would you be placing your stop on this?
Probably about 2 points higher.
About 2 points higher on a $300 stock. So let's just, for the heck of it, let's go take a look at what the average true range is on Chipotle, and just to help you out there. So let's go, and folks, if you haven't tried my tool out here, that is called the position size calculator, go to the homepage of TFNN.com, and in the carousel you will see a little thing that talks about position sizing. There's a video, a 30-minute video that will help you. And the most important aspect when it comes to trading is when you do get a trade, make sure that you don't get stopped out too early. Now, in the case here, Lou, of Chipotle, the last 10 days, the average high to low is $5.26. So, if you put a $2 stop in there, you might want to be like scaling in then. You wouldn't want to put your full position on.
I see.
Because you could be right on the trade, but just simply because of just the normal average daily noise in there, and $5.26, you don't want to do anything average. You want to be outside of that range. You could be right on the trade and just simply wrong on the stop, and then you just simply be giving your money away to the market. I don't want you to do that. So, to me, there has been no sign of strength. I have been looking at Chipotle, just to give you an idea, looking for it to bounce up into that downdraft of July 20th. Hasn't been able to, it did get up there once. It got up there on the day of August the 7th. There was about 1 million shares coming to the downdraft of 9.8 million shares. So no institutional buyers have stepped into this thing. So nobody's buying this at a discount. And I, therefore, agree with you. It looks like Chipotle wants to run lower out there. And, but you got to find the right reward to risk on this. Okay?
Right. So what would be the good price.
I tell you, the ideal trade would be to let it get up to $335.80 and then let it loose. Because right now, this could be if this had any kind of sign of strength in there, just a small sign of strength, it would be in a pretty decent trading range, the 280s up to 330. So you're going to have to pay attention to that July 20th candle, anywhere from 335.80 down to 307.20. That's going to give you either that or if you do go short, give yourself a wide enough stop and just simply have fewer shares, okay?
Right. Do you have time for silver?
What's the name of it? Silver. Hi-ho silver. Are you long, short? What are you doing in silver?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. What I would do in silver is I would wait for a pullback here. Because it looks to me like silver does want to run higher out there. I don't know why I can't find the silver button on my system. But on silver, I'm looking for a pullback in order to take a long position there, okay?
Yeah, about 27.
Here's silver. Okay, I couldn't find it out here. I'm going to wait. There's a long-term trend line that it broke through. I'm going to wait to see as it comes back and touches that area on that trend line before I make my next move there, okay?
Okay.
You bet. Thanks for calling. Folks, stay tuned. Tom and I will be up next. We got the Dow off 9 points right now. As always, just a privilege to be here with you. Remember, folks, if you can't, make it a must. Because if you make it a must, then you will, folks. Everything you need, it's within inside you right now. Take care.